Humans on the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We are here. Volcanics officially confirmed and getting 6 cards revealed right here, right now for the next Duelist pack. This is huge news. The long wait for PAYNE is over. So shout out to PAYNE, man. This is his glory. Hopefully these cards are playable in a sense. Volcanics to be rogue, please. But yeah, if you don't know, Volcanics, even though there's really old archetype, they still have a handful of cards that are actually still quite playable. So we're going to be keeping those in mind as we go through these. Let's just get into it. 6 cards starting now. Volcanic Emperor is our first guy. He's our boss monster, I'm assuming. 3100 attack, 2400 defense, level 8 fire pyro. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 pyro monsters or 1 blaze accelerator card from your face-up field and or graveyard. Wow. Just a blaze accelerator from grave. Just banish a blaze accelerator from grave. Boom, he's out. You can only special summon once per turn. And once he's like, you can summon him from hand, and then even if he gets outed, removed, whatever, he goes to grave, he is still able to just come back turn after turn. Awesome. Hell yeah. Super easy to summon. First effect, when summoned this way, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each of your pyro monsters currently banished. Then you can set 1 volcanic trap directly from your deck. Okay, +1. I like that. We already have a trap that's playable, and I believe we have a trap card here. We'll see how good that one is. Each time your opponent special summons a monster, inflict 500 damage to them. That's not bad. We've seen stuff like Trickstars be scary with burn. A couple years ago, we've seen Masquerade be very scary. Blackwings have their own monster that has like a very scary burn win condition. That actually could be decent because that's not a once per turn. That's just while it's up. So yeah, very cool. All right, cool. That's a solid boss monster. Easy to get out. Pluses you 1. Burns for a good amount of damage. Like it. Big body, 31. Okay, great start. Next up, we have Volcanic Trooper. This card looks really cool. I like his artwork. He's a level 3 fire pyro, 1000, 1000 for the stats. You can only use his first and second effects once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add a volcanic card from your deck to your hand, except for Volcanic Trooper or Volcanic Eruption. That's pretty good. Just searches the entire archetype. That includes our new boss monster up here. Not bad. Hell yeah. And that's just any volcanic card. Now, it is important to note that Blaze Accelerator cards are not volcanic cards. So that is important to note. But we'll see what those come out to be. You can discard 1 card to special summon a bomb token, a fire pyro level 1 1000 token to your opponent's field. When this card is destroyed, its controller takes 500 damage. That's low-key kind of nice, because if this deck wants to get the trap set up and wants to get a bunch of face-up cards, this is the kind of deck that gets decimated by something like Lightning Storm, evenly matched. So being able to kind of give your opponent a token guaranteed and just kind of stick them with a card that turns off that stuff is actually kind of nice. And even stuff like Imperm. I mean, they might have Impermed this card already, but it is what it is. So very cool. Okay, that's a solid card. Just another starter on top of Volcanic Rocket. From there, we move to another main deck monster, Volcanic Rimfire. He is just a different flavor of Volcanic Shell and Scattershot, it looks like. He's a level 1 Fire Pyro, 300 attack, 0 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate 1 of these effects. That is completely generic, by the way, so that means like generic Link 1 this can activate. Banish this card from your graveyard, and if you do, send a Volcanic monster from your deck to the graveyard. Very generic, very good, helps you get different names. Sent, that could be a shell to keep it going from there, or that could be Scattershot to burn, stuff like that. Cool. Second effect, banish 1 Blaze Accelerator card from your face-up field or graveyard, and if you do, place a Blaze Accelerator continuous spell or trap from your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap zone. Very solid. This card's pretty cool, getting you access to different stuff, getting you a send for another volcanic monster, or just, oh, that's so crazy. Because now this card can also just send this guy. Just get him in rotation. Wow, okay. And then, or just get you another Blaze Accelerator, which is obviously pretty good as well. Nice. Not bad. Okay. Important to note, just real quick, this is number 18, number 19, number 20. Okay. 21 here we have is Volcanic Blaze Accelerator. Brand new Blaze Accelerator. Awesome. Continuous spell card. You can activate this card by sending a Blaze Accelerator from your hand, deck, or face-up field to the graveyard. Wow, I really thought this was going to start off so poorly, and it was going to be like you have to send a Blaze Accelerator on your field to the graveyard. And I'm like, that's so terrible. It's just a straight-up -1 just to even get this card live. But being able to send one from deck, and we just saw this guy can banish a Blaze Accelerator from grave just to summon himself so easily. This card can banish a Blaze Accelerator from grave to get another free one from deck. That's awesome. All right, what does it actually do, though? You can only control one of it at a time. Once per turn, you can special summon a volcanic monster from your hand. Okay, that's actually nice. That's actually something that's really nice that the deck doesn't have a ton of, which is ways to kind of pull extra names out of the hand. It makes stuff like the new normal summon pairing with Rocket pretty well, so you can like normal summon one, search the other, and then use this card to summon the other out of the hand and get another search. So able to kind of plus and keep spamming the board. Pretty cool. And the third effect, once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Send one level 1 Pyro from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy it. Wow, this just sends this guy. And then this guy gets you send for the boss monster, gets you another Blaze Accelerator potential. Oh my, that's so good. Holy crap. So, like, you activate this card by sending another Blaze Accelerator. Then you get to use this second effect to, like, send rimfire from deck to pop a monster your opponent controls. And then this card lets you get another free Blaze Accelerator from the deck. Like, reload, which, like, actually helps you, like, access certain pieces. Or, obviously, you can just send the boss monster and go from there. Oh, that's even better. Like, send the boss monster, and you've already loaded the first Blaze Accelerator, like in grave, so that you already have a way to just get this guy on field. So this card going second is one card, pops a monster, and gets your boss monster on the field. That's pretty good. Okay, awesome. Moving on here, we have Fire Ejections. This is a new card. Doesn't have Volcanic in the name, but we'll see. You can only activate one card of this card's name per turn. It's a normal spell. Send one Pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then, if it's a Volcanic monster, you can apply one of these effects. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to its level times 100. Or you can special summon a bomb token, Fire Pyro level 1, 1,000 token to your opponent's field. When this token is destroyed, its controller takes 500 damage. Again, that's another, like, low-key, this card's just already good because it sends any Pyro monster. So, you know, you want to get Shell in rotation to plus a bunch. If you want to get Scattershot to burn, technically you can do that. I don't know if that's as good, but sending the new guys obviously seems to be the bigger one here. And then also giving your opponent a bomb token. We are not getting what's the name I'm looking for? Even lead super often in this deck. That's actually quite nice. Very cool. Okay, not a bad card. This one's kind of underwhelming to me just because it's not a Volcanic card. It's not a Blaze Accelerator, so it's not very searchable in the deck. But it's still, even as a generic card, it may have the most utility out of this archetype just because it is just Foolish Burial for any Pyro. So any ways down the line, if we have any generic Pyros that want to be sent or a new archetype that wants Pyros sent, this card's just nice, right? All right, and the final card here. Please let this card be a good interruption. Please, please, please. Volcanic Inferno. It does have Volcanic in the name, so that's really nice. That means it's searchable off the new Stratos monster. You can only use the first effect once per turn. It is a continuous. It stays on the field. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, you can banish one Pyro monster from your graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Then if you banished a Volcanic monster, you can negate that activated effect. Wow, this is just a once per turn monster negate. That's pretty good. That's not bad. And it burns for 500. You have, this is one of those decks where it's like, you're like, oh, okay, burns for 500, whatever. But when you when you dink and dunk like 4 or 5 of those, and then just also combine it with the fact that you're tossing the big guy on the field every turn, like that's going to be your goal, your opponent's just going to be in a really tough spot to, they're just going to have a very limited amount of special summons, for sure. And on top of the fact that you summon this guy, burn your opponent for 500 for each of your Pyros currently banished, and then you also set this new Volcanic trap from deck. Woo-wee! Okay, second effect. During your opponent's end phase, you can target up to 2 of your Volcanic monsters that are banished or engraved. Place them on the bottom of the deck in any order. That's so good, because that's another problem with the deck, because especially stuff like Shell and Scattershot, sometimes you run through Scattershot immediately and he's just gone for the duel. And Shell, same thing, because he's not once per turn, you run through all 3 copies like really quick. This being able to reload them is actually really huge. Now, I wish it was more than 2, because that means with even if you use Scattershot to like blow up the field, if you still play Scattershot, I don't know if we still play him, but you blow up the field once and then you can only even put back 2. So you would have to like resolve that twice to kind of get Scattershot set up again to wipe the board again. But still, I will take it. Resetting shells is still really nice if you play. It seems like you're going to be trying to send like rimfire like every turn. So that's obviously another good one as well, being able to just get him reloaded back in a deck if you don't want to play him at 3 or something. I don't know where we end up on that, but that's another thing to keep in mind. But yeah, that's a solid trap. I will take that all damn day. I really think this is solid. I mean, listen, am I talking high-end competitive stuff? Probably not. But I do think as far as if you love Volcanic and it's not been playable for a long while now and you wanted them to be any kind of playable, I think we're there already. And it's important to keep in mind, this is card number 18 in the set, 19 in the set, 20, 21, 22 on this spell, and there's no 23 yet, and then the trap is 24. So we pretty much guaranteed here have either another spell or another trap coming, which is great. I mean, the spells and traps have been good, and you know, now we have a whole set of like solid monsters and solid spells and traps. I can't wait to see what the last card is here. This is great. I mean, I don't really have much to say here. It's just really good. I really think there's potential here. But of course, you know, obviously it's not perfect. It's still Volcanics. It's not going to be amazing, but I do think this is Rogue. So that's it for me here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm very hyped for this. I'm very excited to mess around with this. It seems very control heavy, burn heavy, but I'm not mad at that. I think it's balanced burn, right? We're not FTKing, we're not doing a lot of that stuff, but it's the kind of burn where you get it's kind of like what Trickstar did. You would get kind of low, and then if you messed around a little bit too much and they were able to kind of work around certain stuff, you look down and you're at 800 life points and you can only activate 2 more cards or special summon 2 more times, whatever it was, and then you lose to Trickstars. So yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at here, and I think that's not a bad place to be. So plus you win in time, like no matter what with this deck, like you can't lose in time, I guess. So that's crazy. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below if I missed anything in particular, if there's any other generic cards that are kind of out already for pyro stuff, fire stuff in general. That's one thing I am kind of looking at. There's not a ton of extra deck stuff that's great here. Obviously, you can play Heat Tud, you could play the Doolittle Chimera to buff your stuff and float, but like nothing crazy really. So let me know if there's any extra stuff or other engines that you think are super interesting here. I'd love to hear it. But I'm out of here for today. Thank you so much for watching as always. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.